We're live.
I'm awake.
Let's say I'm awake. We made the mistake of taking a nap, but
Today was our last day of testing at school. So I came home. Well, I went to the grocery store and then I came home. I took a bath and then I don't remember laying down in my bed. So that means I dozed off in the bathtub at some point.
we'll wait a few minutes, or a few seconds, whatever. Let people jump on. We're only, we were 5 minutes late.
I don't remember.
We can go ahead and start. Everybody will join in. Let's go ahead and get our podcast beginning going. Ready? Welcome to episode 65 of the Reptile Gumbo podcast. So
Yay!
We made it another week.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in almost 2 weeks, Robert.
I know this was our first time not seeing you on a weekend for like 2 months.
I know. And I'm headed to Colorado in the morning and then headed to Austin the next weekend where you guys may or may not be. And probably not by the look on your faces. And
if things work out the way I want them to, then yes.
Right.
When does that ever actually happen?
Right, exactly.
Let's see. We got some.
Oh, look.
I was gonna say we got
Joe
some.
and Alicia with Tracy.
People saying hi. Yes, we have. There's Ilana.
Well, good. I'm happy that Joe's already there. He can help me unload when I get there Friday because I'm going to need help because I got like 40 racks on the truck.
Yeah.
There's Wiregrass Exotics.
I know. I owed them a blurb.
That didn't get written this week. It will get written though.
Dude, it was state testing, and I talked to Dallas about that earlier, and he was like, "No rush, take your time," and was super chill, like Dallas always is.
No, Dallas, you need to yell at her and tell her to get her shit together.
Dude, state testing is over. Another year is in the books, and I swear this year was worse.
So if anybody can't tell, this is our one-on-one episode for May. This is our live episode.
This is our threesome.
It's our threesome.
Let's not call it that.
We don't need to start that rumor. Oh my God, no.
Let's not, because no.
This will be, we'll have probably one more in this house, and then the next live one will be at the new house. So I have this one.
Yep.
We'll have one in June.
Will you be here? Will you be there?
I don't know, but it'll still be live.
I was going to say, he'll probably be on the side of the screen with Robert for that one.
It'll still be live. And then July will start, hopefully, in our new studio.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm super
excited.
Y'all
just don't even know how much
I am super excited.
No, I'm not even going to say we talk about this podcast. How much Lewis here talks about this podcast.
Your last name's Lewis also.
The male Lewis in this.
You could have just said James. James would have worked on
your last name needs to be called.
I'm the only James on this podcast.
Because when I'm mad at you, I call you James Lewis. So, no.
I don't know the last time you've yelled that at me.
That's because it's only when I'm talking to other people about you and you've pissed me off.
Well, I don't care then.
Then I use your whole name.
James Lewis doesn't roll off the tongue the way John Grant does.
This is true.
Right.
Oh.
Hey, there's Ilana.
There is Ilana. But so speaking of our new studio, I'm currently waiting for our first like real big piece of equipment that's supposed to be delivered tonight, but I have a feeling it's going to be tomorrow.
That we got from one of our sponsors.
Thanks to the Ruas.
Wiregrass Exotics.
We want to do the sponsor stuff first, and then we'll come back to this?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, we'll do it.
Okay, go.
Do your first one.
Are you looking for a high-quality PVC rack? Look no further than Lone Star Reptile Racks. They offer a variety of sizes for all types of snakes, geckos, rats, and more. You can even order something custom. Shipping is available, or you can plan to pick up at a Herps Reptile show near you. Visit lsreptileracks.com to reach out to Lone Star Reptile Racks and place your order today.
What happened?
I got to go to the eye doctor. It was really hard for me to see my phone screen.
Well, the good thing is once the new studio is set up, that'll be pre-recorded.
Oh, thank God. I'm like...
We'll find other stuff.
Oh, I'm running out of elbow.
Darren says, what is the best platform to watch on? I'd say YouTube. YouTube is probably the best.
Yeah.
I know Facebook works, but YouTube, the chat's a little better on YouTube and all that.
On Facebook, you just pop up as Facebook user.
So
Darren's
I have Facebook open. I have Facebook open too, but I muted it because it's a little bit of a lag, so I can see every time somebody comments over there, I can go click over and see who it is. Like one of them is Melissa, and the other one is Angie. So Melissa that was with us last Saturday at the show.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So our other sponsor, the one that got our first big piece of equipment. Do you want to say there since you still owe them a blurb, or do you want me to go ahead and say it?
You go right on ahead.
So Wiregrass Exotics, that's the Ruas. Go by and visit their pet shop when it's open in Ozark, which is literally the only thing in Ozark is going to be their pet shop and a Walmart. That's Ozark. But on your way to better places like Troy, Alabama, where we went to college, you can stop by and see the Ruas at Wiregrass Exotics, which I'm excited about going out there at some point this summer and seeing.
Me too.
I want to see their hot room, which is not like a hot yoga room. This is like a room of venomous snakes.
Hey, there's John Grant. He's
I'm
here.
impressed that you know what hot yoga is.
I know how to make fun of people. I need to know about things so I can make fun of them.
Oh.
But our new soundboard should be here. That's thanks to the Ruas. While we're talking about this, I do want to mention, so I'm not usually one to ask for handouts. I don't like asking for handouts. I don't like asking people for money. It drives me nuts. But we did start a GoFundMe last week or past week or whatever to help buy some of the things that we're going to need in the new studio, because our goal is to actually do a weekly live episode. So this will become weekly. I know Katie is super excited about having to do this, but
It's not, I don't mind. Like I woke up 5 minutes ago.
So we won't take naps on podcast days. Because we didn't get dinner yet either. But
no,
we will. Our plan is to do a weekly live, so more like a weekly reptile TV show. Basically, you'll tune in every week. It'll also still be the podcast. We'll still put it up on all the podcast platforms to do all that, but it's gonna be a little more structured. Which I know will make Katie happy. It'll be a little bit more structured.
It's gonna be cleaner too. Have you told Robert that part yet?
The goal is to be slightly cleaner.
The goal, since we're gonna have to start doing this on a weekly basis, and my face is gonna be plastered on things, is that we're gonna be a little bit cleaner and a little bit more family friendly.
Fuck that.
No, no, no.
Well, alongside of the weekly episodes, we also want to start putting out, 5 to 10 minute videos on different species. So we want to do like little segments we'll do on different reptiles and amphibians. We'll put those out there because we've talked to several other teachers and they would love to have little segments they could show their kids, educational, scientific segments they could show their kids on these animals. And because we're moving to Texas, there'll be other people around us. There'll be plenty of animals that we can reach out and borrow. And so that is one thing. We plan on doing that. We plan on showing more videos from actual expos. We'll record stuff at expos, whether it be just us walking around, which I'm not a huge fan of the just walking around. Well, I am if it's not just the panning of ball pythons for 15 minutes, because that seems to be most reptile show videos is just the panning of ball python tables for 15 minutes. So I would like to be able to do more of that. Moving to Texas, I plan on going herping now. When we get Robert to take me out to West Texas at some point, we're going to do some herping. So I'd like to do some field herping videos. So there's a lot of stuff I'd like to bring to our YouTube channel. And that is the whole reason we started the GoFundMe, which if anybody is gracious enough, we've already had several people, John Grant being one of them. I know he's here. Our buddy Sean Gray from Herp's Reptile Shows, which I have not mentioned yet, but I will. But we really want to be able to do all that. And to do all that, it's going to take equipment. And we're teachers, and we don't have the spare money for equipment. So we would appreciate anything you could give on our GoFundMe. We do still have the Patreon, and the Patreon, I don't want anybody to think we're just trying to get money from everywhere. The Patreon is for the giveaways. Not every month will we have a sponsor, but we want to have that money set aside for giveaways. So what the hell are you watching?
We're going to talk about that in a minute. No. Back as you were.
That's fucking weird.
It is. It's on. Yeah.
Anyways, that's a weird video. We still want to do the giveaways, and so that money in Patreon will go towards those months we don't have a sponsor. But please, GoFundMe if you can. If you $1, $2, $7,000, whatever you're willing to give is great.
And if you want to be a sponsor in an upcoming month, reach out to us. Let us know.
If you want to be a sponsor for a giveaway, even if you don't have a business, if you just want to say, hey, I individually want to sponsor this month, we'll get with us. We can figure out something to give away, and you can purchase it or whatever, and we can take care of that. So that's also stuff. One big thing I want with our podcast moving forward, and as we get to the new location, is I want it to be far more inclusive of all the listeners. I know we have a lot of listeners that like to to message us throughout the week, and I want to be able to get them involved live. One thing with our new equipment is we'll be able to take live phone calls during the show, which should be really fun. Some people, well, James Bergoli won't be able to.
No Bergoli.
But other people will be allowed to call in during the show. So that's one thing we're going to be able to do.
Now, if James sends us some of Kayla's bread, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
No. The new one.
The bacon bread.
The bacon maple. Oh.
That doesn't look good to me at all.
Oh, you shut up. It's bread batter with bacon in it, with bacon on top of it, with some more bacon somewhere else.
I made a chocolate chip maple bacon cookie one year, and it was heaven.
I'm a sweet and savory. Like, I love sweet and savory, but something about maple and bacon, I just don't like them together. But I'll eat the shit out of that banana bread with walnuts that she makes. Like,
her banana bread with chocolate chips is really good.
The plain chocolate.
Hey, Sean's here.
Hey, Sean Gray. When we're talking about bread, we don't mean like it's not just like a loaf of white bread. It is sweet bread. It's hard.
If you are not a Herps vendor and you have not been to the Conroe show or the Stafford show, and you have not had a moment to savor the bread.
Now, see, we're going to try and get Kayla to start doing more reptile shows. She needs to do more Herp shows and bring bread to all of them.
Do more. No.
I walked up to the table in Stafford, and she handed me the loaf of blueberry. She knew exactly what I was there for because I eat half of a loaf for breakfast on Saturday and the other half of the loaf for breakfast
Ilana
on
had
Sunday.
the peach cobbler, which had had chunks of big pieces of peach in there.
Sean says I'm disowned because I say we don't need it at every show.
No, we need bread at every show.
Well, she just started making that keto bread. We're all gonna have to switch to that.
No, we're not.
So let me clarify. I want it to be at every show, but I don't need it to be at every show.
So good.
I am curious as to how much bread went to vendors versus people, versus like customers.
I'm interested in that, just because I feel like, yeah.
Sean Gray said stuff's happening. She'll be doing more shows.
Whoop, whoop.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to bread. Just make sure.
I don't even know what we were talking about before we got.
We'll get back to it. But
so
make
sorry.
sure that you do not put the bread in a tub and leave it there for a month and a half. Because
I thought you knew it was in the box.
No, you put it. You bought it. You packed it in the tub.
I bought it for you.
And then we never opened it.
I don't even eat pumpkin.
I know. I wasted a whole loaf of pumpkin bread.
Oh, sorry, Sean. I like lots of other things, so that's just one of those.
That's a weird thing to say without any context to it.
Yeah.
But yes, the bacon maple bread. I'm definitely getting some of that.
I'm down for that.
Conroe.
That's going to be my birthday present. A loaf of bread.
I'll try it.
So
when you bring it over, I'll try it.
Since Sean is here, and we haven't got to that, our other sponsors, Herps Reptile shows.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the upcoming Herps Reptile show. The next one is Pueblo, Colorado, which is too far away from me right now. That is May 16th, 15th, and 16th. That is this weekend. Robert, you're going to that one.
Oh, yeah. Leaving in the morning. Bright and early.
Robert bought an 18-wheeler.
No. Robert leased a 26-foot Penske for a ridiculously cheap amount. Thank you, John Grant, for the suggestion. And has it about 3/4 of the way full of racks and some of Joe's venom-proof cages that he couldn't get back last time. And we're heading out in the morning, going to try and make it to Amarillo tomorrow. And then the next day, make it on into Pueblo, hopefully by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm excited because the truck, you're 50-50 when you get one of those Penske trucks if it's going to have cruise control or not. So this one has cruise control, which makes that 930 miles a lot better.
Oh, so if you're anywhere in the Colorado area or looking for a trip, if you need to go pick up, how do I put this? Certain supplies that Colorado has, you should go check out the Pueblo, Colorado show this weekend. And then there's.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I was like,
took you a while, didn't it?
What?
Well, Sean,
I'm gonna sit here.
Last time I only brought 16 racks because that's when I was still, pulling the small trailer. I'm bringing 39 or 40 racks this time.
Damn.
So I went ahead and got
to play.
I went ahead and got a U-Haul trailer set up to pick up Sunday afternoon, and I'm hoping that sometime during the day Saturday I get to cancel it.
Yeah.
People help me out. Go buy you a rack.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then the following week is Austin, Texas,
Which
we won't be able to be at.
maybe.
Maybe.
I'm holding out hope, y'all.
There's a chance. So you're
there's-
saying there's a chance.
I've got something going on. I can't really talk about it.
So we won't. But
Yeah.
Austin, Texas, that is May 22nd, 23rd. Robert will be at that one as well. Then
That's Ilana's birthday.
forget Ilana.
No, I want to go.
No, I
celebrate
can't
her
unsee it, Sean.
birthday.
Yeah,
there
it
is.
does. It looks like
I look at two straws up my nose. Look at that.
That's funny.
Ah.
No, sir. Unacceptable.
That way I can get
No.
twice as much up. Never mind.
No.
Oh. Then Lafayette is June 5th and 6th,
Whoop,
which is
whoop.
funny because I'll have to come back to Louisiana for that one most likely.
I'll still be here.
I know. And then there's the Bread Fest. Welcome to Bread Fest. Conroe, Texas, the big 100th Herbst Reptile Show. Conroe, Texas, June 12th and 13th. If you are thinking about coming to our Herbst show and you are able to, you should come from anywhere in the country to this Conroe show.
Holy
It's going to be
crap,
great.
y'all. It's going to be insane. And it's my birthday. Whoop, whoop.
Our buddy Chris Eaton will
Although
be
I
there.
will be working on my birthday.
Our buddy Chris Eaton's going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing him in person. He got his COVID shots, so
Yeah.
he won't make me sick. Because I'm immune.
Oh my God. This live video is going to get real fun when I stab him with this pen in just a second.
Wait till y'all get to see this on every week.
Oh my
And
God.
the great thing is once we start doing the weekly lives, all three of us will be in the same room.
That's
Yep.
so crazy.
And I've got lots of plans. They're coming. So anyways, we'll get to that. We did all our sponsors. We're good.
We did. You talked about the Ruas?
I did talk about the Ruins. Remember we were talking about Ozark and going to Troy. And then
You did. I was watching the
and then
video.
somehow we got, I don't know where we went from there.
Yeah.
But definitely go check out Wiregrass Exotics. They're opening up. I don't want to lie. It's in June, right?
The last date I saw was June 14th, but if
That sounds
Dallas is still in the chat, he can correct that for us.
That's true. I do want to say congratulations to our winner from last. I screwed up the winner for last month's giveaway.
Yeah, you
Yes,
did.
you did.
So I put someone's name in the drawing that wasn't in the drawing. They had sent us a message, and I thought they had sent us the snakes, and they did not.
Yeah.
And they were great, and they told me, "Hey, I didn't do that."
They were very honest. So I actually need them to
Yeah.
send us their address and a message. I have something for them.
I'll message them.
Okay.
But then our winner was, I don't want to lie. I'm pretty sure I know who it was, and I'm pretty sure they're in this chat. And
They are.
Was it
it's Darren. It's Darren. Okay.
Yeah.
It's there.
I was waiting for one of y'all to chime in because I was pretty sure it was Darren, but I've already screwed it
I
up
just
once.
like watching you struggle.
I've already screwed it up once. Don't want to screw it up again.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't want to say it and be wrong.
I know that's nothing. Darren, Jesus Christ. Dallas is shooting for June 12th for Wiregrass Exotics to open up.
That's an awesome day.
That is so you can either come to the Conroe 100th show,
They're many miles apart. so-
or if you're over on the East Coast, can't make it, drive your way to the bustling town of Ozark, Alabama, and visit Wiregrass Exotics. And then after you leave Ozark, Alabama, you can either go to Dothan, which is home of the Peanut Festival, which is not going to be happening June 12th. I just love that it's home of the Peanut Festival. Or you can go north to Troy, the best college on earth. Suck it, everybody else. But yes, so there's Darren. Darren said he reached out to Tyler Colley, who we had on last week, which was our sponsor for last week's giveaway. What?
I just realized that we don't have our intro for the podcast anymore. Like you used to at the beginning, the first few episodes, you had a little nod to our college in
That's
our
true.
intro.
That's true. I don't
Not
have
that
Now
anybody
it's
else
just music.
ever knew that except for
I
me.
think people like the short intro.
I know.
I can't stand, and this I'm not bad mouthing any podcast, just not a fan of when you turn on a podcast and for the first like 3.5 minutes is a song, which I think is actually making fun of Chris Eaton right now as I think about it. I think that's he may be one of those, but that's just not my thing. So I always hit the skip ahead 30 seconds until I get to talking.
I like the song that he plays, so I usually
He does-
listen to
I
it.
do too.
I
Yeah.
just can't do it. I have a short attention span.
Yes.
But there's some that have these like Fiverr people on Fiverr make them a jingle, and I'm like, that shit is terrible, and I just fast forward through that. But Chris's stuff is pretty good.
He does play some. It's if I was just listening to the music, but I want to get to the part where he starts cussing and yelling at people. That's my favorite part.
Have
Speaking
you
of Chris
watched any of his new leveling up videos?
I should say yes, but I'm not gonna lie. No, I have not.
Man, that one he did with Miguel about social media, how
Damn it, not gonna watch
how
that.
to do social media, really good. And then he's got one coming up with I think
The
John
guy
Lehman
from
from Morph Market.
Morph
Yeah,
Market.
I saw the picture he took today that he's having guy from John Lehman from Morph Market.
Yeah,
That'd
it's
be
gonna
cool.
be great.
But he is doing a spot for us, an intro for our weekly spot that we're gonna add. But it's one thing, we're gonna have segments on our new show. We're gonna have organized segments. It'll be more professional.
It'll start out.
We need help. We need help coming up with a name for my new segment where I find all the dumb shit on Facebook and the reptile groups, and then read it every week on the show, completely anonymously. The only person who might know who it is if they happen to be listening, which I doubt.
Or me, because you send it to me or John Grant and we see it ahead of time.
Yes. Got to come up with a name for that segment.
I know what I need. I need a name for Suddenlink that I can call them because our internet sucks. I hate our internet.
How much money does that pay? It should be working.
God, look at that. Just nothing loads. Anyways. So anyways, our weekly WTF segment will have a cool intro jingle thing, not from Fiverr, but from the amazing Chris Eaton, who I also want to give a huge shout out to Chris, because along with all this equipment we're going to need for our new studio, we needed some cameras, and he hooked us up with a new camera that we're going to get to use for our studio and for
new to us.
That's
new
cool,
to us.
Sean. That's super cool.
Oh yeah, Sean said he's working with Morph Market to be sponsor for Herps, which would be awesome. Morph Market really is,
and then vice versa.
Yes. But Morph Market has changed the way people buy reptiles. And in a good way. Like, King Snake had the classifieds, and it is what it was. I mean, the problem is you had to pay to play a lot for most of it, and you'd end up getting, 500 links from the same person for each individual. It became a pain. But
and it allowed people to use keywords, so people would learn how to manipulate the keywords. So you would search for a certain snake, but you would get other snakes that weren't that snake because they used the right keywords. It's like Craigslist. It was, yeah.
Yeah, Morph Market, you get exactly to what you want. You can pinpoint. You can look for the certain gene combination. You can see what they were selling for. If someone has sold one, you can see what they're going for.
I mean, it's how we all price our snakes at the shows now. You see everybody on their phone in the morning. Okay. Yep. Okay. And figured out what their pricing is.
That is one thing. It has helped level out the pricing for reptiles. You don't get this giant spike here or there. You may still get a little cheaper at a show than you will online, but so Brandon Millichap said, "Where's my ball python I'm supposed to paint?" Brandon, I did not forget about that.
We're going to have craft time this weekend.
No.
We actually haven't.
No, Brandon. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
What?
Because I have an awesome idea.
Oh, geez.
When we move into the new studio, we're going to do a competition. I'm going to end up getting these two guys the same stuff you got me for painting a ball python, and these two guys are going to have to craft time with me.
I didn't sign on for this.
I don't care what I don't care.
I have my airbrush and everything that I bought for doing signs. So
shut the front door. Are you serious?
Yes. So we're going
unacceptable.
We're going to have a ball python rock painting competition. I will film that whole thing and put that out separately, and then we will have it on one of our lives and let people judge who has the best
Thanks for that, Brandon. Thanks.
So Brandon, I did not forget.
Thanks.
We're going to do that. I thought about
Does it have to be a ball python?
Yes, it's a ball python painting competition.
Yes, John Grant. He asked if King Snake was before he was born.
Damn, John Grant is young.
He's such a baby.
Well, considering he was 3 years old when I graduated high school, yeah, he's young.
Oh, yes. For those that don't know the forum days, everybody always refers to them. The forum days were good and bad at the same time. But
excuse me.
I enjoyed them. The like I said, the selling part was really shoddy when it came to that kind of stuff. I mean, just go to Fauna Classifieds because it still functions, and then you can still find some cool stuff on there. But try Fauna Classifieds and try Morph Market, and you'll see the drastic difference between buying on a forum and buying on an actual site aimed at selling reptiles. So I'm trying to pull up stuff, but I guess I'm going to have to use my phone because my computer doesn't like me tonight. Well, my computer loves me. My internet sucks big, hairy ones. I'm looking forward when we move to hopefully having fiber optic internet, which will be amazing. And all y'all stare while I'm trying to pull up
Lavissa's
stuff.
here.
Who?
Lavissa.
Oh, hey, Lavissa.
Woo-woo.
How is your? Oh, what was it? Was it egg eating? Was it an egg eating snake?
I think so.
How is your egg eating snake, Lavissa? Isn't that the mystery snake in a bag? I didn't want a mystery snake. You knew what it was. It just wasn't supposed to be there. Oh, no. I haven't read. These are new. Okay, there's new articles on our weekly WTF. So on the weekly WTF. Oh, Lavissa says it's not really new anymore, but her egg eating snake is doing well. So that is awesome. It could have gone so much worse. Someone just throwing a snake in there and be like, they'll take care of it. That's the equivalent of someone driving to the end of a road and dumping a dog and driving off and go, someone will take care of it.
Right. Which happened
at the last Stafford. Someone dumped a dog.
That happened Friday when I was getting ready to go to Stafford, right in front of the shop. One of my employees saw a guy pull in. We're in like a well, you've been there, James, but we're in like an industrial complex with multiple buildings, and somebody pulled in the back and dumped a dog out and then burned off.
Yeah, like if you've ever watched The Office, it's that kind of situation.
I hadn't even got to the fuck PayPal yet, Sean, but yeah, you're right.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to PayPal. So Lavissa said that it's doing well. It's currently on a food strike, which that stuff happens, but she'll be good. I'm trying to see. I can't read these articles by Stephen because they just got posted, I think, while I was taking a nap.
Darren, that's about 15 minutes from my house where that tiger was at the other day.
The
video out the window from upstairs is a friend of mine's wife. She was live streaming it on. I was watching it on Facebook live. Happen.
Jesus, that was insane. My mom sent it to me. People were like, "Isn't this where you're moving?" I'm like, "Yep, yeah, it is." Oh, so our question this week was, as listeners, what type of change or additions would you like to see to the podcast? Again, because we're going to be really changing it up, and I really want y'all's input since you're the ones listening to it and watching it. I really want to get y'all involved more, and so we'll go through some of these answers are obviously from friends, and once you read them, you know they are. Amanda Rua said, every time a washer or dryer sings, you guys should have to sing with it. Well, in the new place, Amanda, that will not be an issue. We will be far enough away from the washer, and Robert's washer won't be going off in the background.
Right.
Or ours, for that matter.
So John Grant wants more cowbell, and as a Mississippi State fan, I'm all good for more cowbell. Sean Gray wants more lizards.
Yes.
We'll get more lizards, I guess. James Bergoli said to have him on live, nude.
No.
What's scary is he's only going to be like an hour or less away from us.
It's kind of
about
fun.
An hour. Yeah, about an hour.
So he could be on live, not nude, as long as he brings bread. That's one thing.
If he brings enough bread, he can be nude. I don't care.
No.
Not my house.
No.
Not my furniture he's sitting on.
I draw the line. Keep your pants on.
Oh,
it's gonna be a rule at my house.
The one thing I like about the new place when we get it set up is that we'll be able to have live guests in studio, which will be a completely different situation for us. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
Chris Duncan says, "Less James Lewis. Respect your wife, James."
Fuck that. Let's see. Oh, Joe Challoner said make them all live streams, which is the goal, Joe.
If we get rid of James, we pretty much get rid of the podcast because Robert and I just kind of support all of his ideas.
I'm important.
I did not say that. I just said that this is your brainchild.
I'm important and people like me.
It's just a nice way of saying sometimes you can't get a word in with James.
You got to learn to cut him off, Robert.
Look, no.
I do all the time. I just start talking. And he just sees he's doing it right now. I'm just talking. And every time he tries to start, I just start talking again.
Well, Katie wasn't reading her anime porn over here while we're on the air.
That's not at all.
And
what
Robert
it
wasn't
is
surfing Morph Market.
Book. Thank you
I
very
actually do
much.
have Morph Market open in one of my tabs.
So someone's got to keep this boat afloat.
And it's not 8 o'clock.
Open next to it.
My comic books upload at 8 o'clock for each day. So no.
Okay. Speaking of the dog, so we didn't actually mention. Speaking of the dog that got left at Stafford, go check out Joe Challoner's clusterfuck of a trip to Texas.
That was a rough trip for them.
And getting back. Oh, at least he got home.
The trip 2 was
two.
It?
No, 2 was still bad.
Oh, that was when the truck broke down.
They had half a good trip to Texas.
Yeah.
And then it just
that was a bad time for them.
Then it was
Bless them.
But they got through, and they got they helped rescue a dog.
They got to spend the
Yeah.
night with me one night.
That's the low light of the whole trip. They had fucked up vehicles the whole trip, and the worst part was they had to sleep at Robert's.
Oh, man.
Alicia got sunburned from being in the sun for 10 minutes because she's from Wisconsin, where apparently they don't have sun.
They do. It just reflects off the snow. So
it was like 92 degrees when I picked them up in that parking lot.
Oh my
which is crazy because it's like
It was
67 degrees today.
Yeah.
It's May.
Well, like two days later, it was 2 days later when I was at when I got to the shop that morning, it was like 57 degrees. It was cold. 2 days later.
It's freaking May. I don't.
It's the middle of May.
I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
The middle of May.
But let's pull up somewhere else. Y'all got
Chris
me.
Eaton has arrived. Everyone take a moment and
there's Chris
acknowledge
Eaton.
the greatness.
I feel greatness may be a stretch. There's Chris Eaton, folks.
So funny.
Again, make it to Conroe. Chris Eaton will be there. I'm gonna make him eat like a fresh blueberry off of a bush.
If you've been vaccinated, he might give you a hug.
I'm gonna try and bring a fish to make Chris Eaton have to fillet a fish. So we'll bring some wild game that he has to eat.
Lance.
Oh. We're also planning on bringing stuff to make s'mores since Chris Eaton's never made an actual s'more outside of a microwave. I'm very saddened, Chris. And it's not like you've lived in New York your whole life.
For a s'more? You can't get s'mores at McDonald's.
No, I'm sure it was something else.
Oh.
Sorry. You got very upset about that. You can't get a s'more at McDonald's.
I'm hungry and we're talking about all this food.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Oh.
never been next to a
Never
fire.
next to a fire. All right, no. Someone listening that's coming to Conroe, please bring a fire pit for this guy.
Oh, filet of fish. That's what he was talking about. That's actually pretty funny. I'm so tired and hungry.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
No, Lance, you didn't say something offensive. You can't offend us, I don't think.
I'm offended. I will cry about it. Let's go ahead and talk about our giveaway. This is kind of in the middle of the episode. Let's talk about our giveaway for this month.
Sure.
So our giveaway is from somewhat sketchy rack builder.
How you hush?
From Lone Star Reptile Racks. You can win.
I'm so sorry. I'm interrupting you for a moment.
What
And
the
this
fuck?
is why live podcasts are not a good thing. Darren Watson, I'm going to need photographic proof that this is a thing.
A lobster roll at McDonald's?
Because
there's no way.
Let's see what the Google says about
It's in New England.
The old Google machine.
GTS that, Robert.
The old Google machine. Tracy's all excited that she could be seen. Oh, so in Joe's video with the dog, you can see Tracy.
It's 100% accurate.
Well, I'm not sure I trust a lobster roll from McDonald's. I barely trust a hamburger from McDonald's. Chris eating the McLobster roll. That just sounds horrible.
I don't know how.
That would be like down here, they just start selling crawfish po' boys at McDonald's.
Oh,
I'm not eating that.
Don't.
It has great reviews.
What? The what?
That
is
I don't
happening
care.
right now?
It just sounds horrible.
It's an actual piece of yeah.
Well, that's something that shouldn't exist.
It could be amazing. You would
know.
never eat it anyways.
I need a lobster roll. I like shellfish. I just don't like fish.
You just don't like to work for your shellfish.
Well, I'm not going to peel stuff. No, that's ridiculous. That's why I like po' boys.
Okay, I apologize.
But
I
you
really
also-
I interrupted our.
Back to our giveaway.
I know.
Yeah.
So this month's giveaway is from Lone Star Reptile Racks. You can win a free single tub LS70 rack, or it is $175 value that can go towards a rack if you're choosing. So if you win, you could put it towards any other rack that Robert sells.
That's exciting.
Or the single tub is a great, again, we've talked about it before, is a great quarantine rack. A lot of people don't have a great quarantine setup where they live. Maybe they live somewhere where they can't fit extra cages somewhere in the house. But the great thing with the LS70 single is you could fit it in a spare bedroom under the bed. You could fit it on a shelf somewhere in a different room. Under the bed. It's
the first
flat.
lady, the first two I sold, a lady was putting them under the bed because she didn't want to see the snakes because she was scared of them.
Under the bed.
So she slept with them under her
Well,
bed.
not her bed.
Her kids.
That's
She
pretty
bought
funny.
things for her kids. But this, I mean, if you don't have shelf space, it slides right underneath there. Ilana wants a dubia rack. Hey, Ilana, I know a guy who makes that.
I'll trade you a dubia rack for money.
I was like, where is this going?
That you can't beat that
I
deal.
was like,
Who else would make
what's
that
Robert
deal?
fixing to try to get?
Darren wants a single rack for a tarantula. That would be actually a really good. I've never even thought about that. You could do a deep layer of dirt in those things for them to dig. I've never thought about aiming them at tarantulas as well. The ones with the windows would be really great. The new one would be really great for that. You can still see it, and it still has the back area to hide. Way to go, Darren. You've come up with a new way to use the rack. John Grant, you were beat. John Grant had the dubias.
Finally, somebody besides John Grant came up with a great idea for me. Well, you came up with the idea of the one with the window, James.
That's true, because I'm a genius.
I wrote your blurb for the podcast.
Who's
Does that
blurb?
count?
Oh, his blurb? No.
He's talking about how great everybody is and all their ideas, and I'm like, I got nothing.
Exactly, you got nothing. But so to get into our giveaway for this month, what you have to do is you have to go to reptileracks.com. I was trying to think if it was lsrracks.com, but it's lsreptileracks.com. Go there, check out the little keyword or phrase that Robert puts up there each week, which he's going to do right now. And then you keep up with those for the 4 episodes of May. And at the end of May, send them to us. We'll put you into the drawing, and you can win a rack or money towards a rack, and we can get that done. So that is our giveaway for this month. I wanted to make sure I went ahead and talked about that. But now I'm going to do I'm going to go ahead and do Chris Eaton's favorite part of the show. And that is when we just randomly talk about stuff that's posted online. Which, if my internet was working, I could actually show you what we're talking about on here. But I can't because our internet sucks balls.
It really is not working. Which is sad.
So
delete that one.
I will. Oh, wait. It came back. I may be able to do this. So let me see if internet wants to work for me. But let's see what we've got here. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff posted this week. A lot of stuff, but man. Oh, there's Joe Challenger's video with the husky.
Oh, shit. Hey, James, the boa shed.
The boa shed?
Like, since I sat down to start this, I think.
I guess it's better than the boa shitting.
Right?
Chris Eaton, you missed the part where I said this was going to become a more family-friendly podcast.
Chris Eaton doesn't know what that means.
Your comments are not appropriate.
It's okay.
Yeah, Chris, get your shit together, man.
Going to find a snack. Be all inappropriate while I'm not here.
Neither James nor I agreed to that newer, softer podcast.
Look, the little animal segment ones that we put out, I won't touch, then they'll be nice and clean. The podcast, it is what it is. Cold Black Exotics. Hell yes. Tarantula rack, especially with lights. Oh, we can do that. And visibility. I'm also... when I get there, I want to work at making that rack that we talked about with the lights in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. So I'm excited to get there and start putting some stuff and working some stuff out.
Yeah, nothing to be sorry about, Chris, because James and I did not agree to that. So,
I didn't agree to it.
Katie unilaterally made that decision, and neither one of us were like,
and it got squashed.
Yeah,
there's no respect for my wife.
That.
Yeah. So this week, let's see, on our group, on our podcast group, we had Ilana posted the meme. Hold on, I can pull it up because shit's working now. I say that, and then it will stop working. Yeah, talk amongst yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to get to the thing that Travis posted an insect that's scared. It's in my nightmare.
Dude, that thing was ugly.
Horrifies me, but we'll get to it. I'll show everybody.
Yeah.
So once the move happens, Chris, we'll be 4 or 5 minutes away from each other. Not 45, 4 or 5, depending on if you get caught by
depending on the stoplight. The one stoplight depends on how fast you get through it.
Yeah, there is one red light. We get through that, and we're there. It's gonna be close, which is gonna make all this so much easier. Now Robert will have to rush to my home from work on podcast night instead of to his home.
Because Wednesdays suck for me, but that's okay.
The tentative plan is to keep it at Wednesday, but we will see.
Well,
yes, Dominique, I do. I just don't have them on the website yet because I have a new website being built, so I'm not really doing any updates to this current website. But yes, I have the singles in 70s, 50s, and 55 series tubs.
I'm going to share my screen real quick so everybody can see what we talk about so Chris Eaton can shove it.
And for the record, you do have to respect your wife.
No, I don't have any respect for my wife, apparently. Why is... Oh, there we go. There's the screen. So there's Ilana's post about what happens when a June bug touches her. But that was aimed, I think, more at Lori.
Yeah.
There we go. Are we good now? You're in the picture? Oh, you brought cheese. Thank you.
This is my cheese.
Let's see what else we had this week. Oh, this was cool. Crocodiles born.
That was exciting.
They're Orinoco crocs. One of the coolest Orinoco crocs was there's a croc exhibit at the Dallas Aquarium, or what, I don't know if it's the Dallas Aquarium. It's the aquarium in Dallas. But they have giant Orinoco crocs inside. You get up to the top and you can look down, and they're enormous. But Zoo Miami hatched baby Orinoco crocs. Darren, I'd love to do a podcast reunion. Maybe we'll get April to come to Conroe.
Carly's life may have slowed down some.
That's true. Let's see what else we got.
When we have people that work in the healthcare field and work in, I don't actually know what you call April's the medical field.
April's is the whatever. She works.
But both are affected by everything going on with the pandemic.
Okay, so this snake posted by Miguel Villa. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
It's a blue beauty.
Is that a blue beauty?
Mm-hmm.
That's a blue beauty.
It does not look like a blue beauty.
It looks exactly like a blue beauty because it is a blue beauty.
It looks blue. It looks blue beauty-ish, like it's in the family.
It has the 3 different patterns, and
several
he and I
rats
talked about
next
it. And he and I talked about it in the comments.
Well,
because I have one right there.
I'll say it's not as blue as your new one.
About 3 feet away from me.
Yeah, that new blue beauty.
Let's be very clear. That is not my snake. That is Rachel's snake.
Talk about that.
We did.
Okay.
He told Dominique he does sell them. So you weren't here for that part of the comment. So I'm taking another piece of cheese.
No, stop taking my snack.
Cheese. It's what's for dinner.
See, even Lavista says it looks exactly like a blue beauty.
Shut up, Lavista. You're not helping me.
That's not nice.
Ilana posted hybrid turtles, how and why. I'm sure I should have read that, but I didn't. But it's got a cool looking picture of a turtle. Oh, we didn't talk about last week that we have eggs.
Oh yeah,
we have 2 turtle eggs because our neighbor found a nest that had gotten. Yeah, I told you, but it got eaten by a raccoon, and they pulled 2 eggs out. So I don't know if that 2 eggs will hatch. From what we can tell, they look like they are yellow-bellied river cooter eggs, which I know are not like super rare, but we got 2 eggs, and my daughter wants to see if we can hatch them. So they're in the incubator. See what happens.
Our daughter has the next 10 years of their life planned out, and that's not ever happening.
Yeah, she's like, can we do this or this? I'm like, we're not keeping turtles. We'll hatch them, and then we'll put them back where they came from because turtles are gross. And I love turtles.
Unless you have a big pond to keep them in with a bunch of expensive filtration. Yeah.
Totally. I would love to have a mata mata. I've always thought a mata mata would be amazing, but that's a big turtle with a lot of water, and they poop a lot. Snake Discovery Jr. So I do have some plans with the new studio. We'll be able to allow my daughter, Joe, and Robert's son, Logan, to maybe do some sort of little kids episodes because the 2 of them are very much into that kind of stuff. Maybe we can have a genetics corner with Logan.
Yeah, I mean, Bill's kids podcasts are going great, so it shows that people like kids podcasts.
Yeah. I just got to figure out there's some legality stuff with kids on YouTube. I don't know. The laws on certain things change left and right. And
it's only if you're monetized.
But what if I want to make money one day?
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
So wait, kids aren't allowed to make money?
I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know that there's some child labor law stuff involved because I know several people who've had videos be demonetized because they had their kid speaking in it.
Well, because there was that one little girl that all she did was open up packages and toys and stuff, and she made a shit ton off of YouTube.
There was several of them, like Preston Plays, and yeah, kids like to watch other kids play with toys. Apparently,
Lavista, child labor laws don't exist in your own home. You can make your child do whatever you need. Like you make them do all the laundry, the dishes, walk trash out to the outside because you don't want to do it. It's great.
It is Wednesday night. You need to do that tonight, though, and she's already in pajamas, so you get to do that tonight.
I shouldn't have taken a nap. I could have made her do it.
Off.
Damn. So Ilana said with turtles, she tells people 4 times filtration, and I don't even feel like that's enough. Like I get it. That's a great rule, but man, turtle shit is gross. So let's see, when you post on YouTube, you just have to specify that it involves kids. There's a separate checkbox, and then YouTube gears the videos specifically. Okay, so it's not. We can do it. We can still do it.
Oh yeah.
And if they want to at some point, we can give them maybe do their own channels. See how it goes.
We should have I should have known to just ask Bill. I mean,
I was saying Bill does have his kids doing videos, and that's true.
They're great videos.
You know what?
Too.
You know what? I'm not using common sense right now.
Yeah, you're in Louisiana, so.
Let's see what else we got on here.
5 days. 5 days of school.
Here's John Grant. You can't see his whole face because the screen will show it. But there's John Grant's new anteater. I say Callie Grant's new anteater, really.
Yeah.
It's Callie Grant's new anteater. But that is their I don't know what the name. Have they named it?
Is it Ava?
That does sound right. I'm sure John Grant's new anteater.
I think it's Ava.
Ava the anteater.
Yep.
Because he was saying earlier that he would let Chris hold Ava.
My God, Amanda, that's a lot. You're assuming I'm going to read all this. So if you're looking at the screen, you can see there's Amanda Rua's our post for the week. I'm sure it's got a lot of really good information, but for someone with a small attention span, I just can't do it.
So it says why biological complexity evolves is a major question in the life sciences, but the specific selection.
Are you going to read that whole thing?
Pressures favoring simple or complex traits
Amanda posted
remain
a novel.
unclear. Just the first sentence, I'm not awake enough or have enough caffeine in my system to be able to
I know it has
this.
a cladogram of snakes and their evolution.
Is that what that is
That's
called?
called a cladogram.
I didn't even know that.
I'm a biology teacher and I know that shit.
I was going to say a chart.
You've been wrong. It's a cladogram. Which I need to go back and look at that. That actually probably would interest me. I just got to do it. Oh, I posted this. In case anybody's just hearing this and not watching it says birds are just named stuff like hot-breasted MILF and no one does anything about it. Which is, they gave a list of different birds that are actual bird names. And that would be a fun game to play. Is it a bird name or is it not? There's the great tit, the horned screamer, the Andean cock of the rock, the brown booby, the dick sizzle. I've never heard that one. The bush tit and the hoary puff leg.
Oh my God.
So I challenge reptile
screamers in my life.
I challenge people naming reptiles to do what bird people did and get freaky about it. Oh, yes. So in our chat, we're still talking about, well, some people are still talking about turtles. I'm trying to get away from them because they're gross, but Bill brings up, and Bill and Ilana both talk about canister filters. Honestly, if you're going to do a turtle, that's the only way to do it. A hang on the back filter is just not going to cut it for them. It doesn't push enough water. It doesn't have enough filtration because turtle shit is just gross. It's just so gross. There's a new species of prehistoric turtle discovered in Madagascar. Looks like some sort of snake neck turtle. That's kind of cool. Oh, Travis posted this. So it's a meme. Apparently a biology teacher in class was talking about.
And she's adorable. So everyone was paying attention to her.
Adorable means that she's hot. And if she's teaching 13-year-olds, they're definitely paying attention to her. But she says instead of organism, she said the word orgasm.
In front of 30 13-year-olds.
God bless her.
I've never done that, thankfully. But I have had to explain anatomy to teenagers. Anatomy that you think they would know because they've had it for 14, 15 years.
I want to know what's up with this dumpy frog butt that Ilana posted.
Oh, okay. So the frog butt made me think of it. So at the last episode, we talked about how there was a video that Travis had posted and we couldn't remember, but Ilana and I had both commented on the video and I couldn't remember what it was. It was naked people pretending to be frogs jumping off of a bridge. And now we're all like, oh yeah, we remember seeing that video. So yeah.
I loved Elena going back to the birds. They have many different tits, which is true. I have heard of tits. They're small little birds or breast, but there are many different types of tits. There's also several different types of boobies. There's the blue-footed booby and the brown booby, and there's some other boobies. So there's several different types of boobies and tits.
You just like to say the word.
I didn't name the damn things. Robert, racks with visibility could be amazing for tarantulas, especially considering the most don't need supplemental heat. That came from Bill. That is a good one. So we will work towards that too, Bill. Thanks for the ideas, guys. Lavissa says she has tits in her backyard. You may. Hey, if it's not on camera, it didn't happen.
Oh my God.
God. Oh, new species of, and I don't want to screw up the name, but it's like a vine snake. Travis posted it. There's a new species. It's got red eyes. It's a green vine snake with red eyes. If you're looking at the video, you can see it. That's really cool looking. I know we're going through, and Chris Eaton loves the stuff. Oh, 7 of the weirdest scientific studies ever conducted. Because we asked, they had the amazing study of what is it like for lizards to fuck in space.
Oh my gosh.
Someone wrote that up.
I'm pretty sure that's not how they wrote the grant proposal, but close.
You don't know. You weren't there. So, someone at some point said it. They may not have written it down, but I guarantee when they were doing that, they said it. I haven't looked. There was one that was to see how cool Steve Buscemi is. Where in the world?
Your Google Meet attendance is opening.
Why? It's not even mine. I don't even use it. That's sheepy. Babraham Institute conducted a scientific study to determine whether sheep were capable of recognizing the faces of other sheep. The study concluded in 2001, and the researchers discovered that sheep could recognize the faces of about 50 sheep 80% of the time. They also remembered them from over 2 years, but not sure the reason behind the study, but we're sure it was better than any of us. Anyways, that's who, why? The question is why. It's not like, I get it, and I get that someone wants to do the study, but the better question is why? Spider-Man gone wrong.
Greater good there.
We really need to know if these sheep know each other.
Right.
That way they can. If someone's like, we need to know if they can remember people because I fucked one and I don't want them coming back.
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
That's what the person that wrote that. I didn't do it.
No.
They did it.
Moving on.
That scientist
Moving on, Lewis.
did stuff with a sheep, and he wanted to make sure that they wouldn't recognize him.
Moving on, Lewis.
This one said, would you allow yourself to be bitten by a black widow spider for scientific reasons?
Absolutely no.
No. He said, well, back in 1930, Dr. Alan Walker Blair allowed one to bite him so that he could document his experience with the bite. Unsurprisingly, he discovered that it caused excruciating pain. He lived through the whole ordeal, but eventually died of cardiac arrest a decade later. Note to self, don't be stupid.
I could have told you that chickens are vain without having to do a science
so
experiment.
vain. All right, here we go. In 2004, a paper that was published out of the Zoology Institute of Stockholm University made the revelation that chickens actually prefer beautiful humans. Funny enough, that was also the title of the paper. Chickens tend to peck at faces that humans also prefer and consider beautiful. Fun fact, the study was done in Sweden, and Swedish people are known to be some of the most beautiful. Maybe they just don't like Swedish people. Maybe they just
Maybe they're pecking at their faces because.
But again, why?
Why would you let that?
Not that. But what is after this study is done? What is that information used for? Not a damn thing.
So our listeners were talking about this in our chat.
What?
Lavissa said she's not getting by shit for science. John Grant said
John Grant gets bit by shit for no reason.
Well, he said he would let it bite him for money. And Lavissa has agreed with that. Money, yes. Science, no.
I'm glad we have our standards.
Yes.
Fuck science, but bring on the money. All right. Who hasn't wondered about penguins and their poop? In 2003, the Journal of Polar Biology published a study on the trajectory of penguins' projectile poop. Sounds like a tongue twister. The study showed that they poop this way because of the gastrointestinal pressure, and also that it can land about 40 centimeters away from them. Why?
Wow. It's like me after Taco Bell.
Oh, I'll see you with our new soundboard. I could have hit the dunch. Oh,
right.
It's gonna be great.
In
And 2013,
Taco Bell for dinner.
I can't. Okay, anybody that can see the screen right now, just look at the GIF that's going on below.
Pigeon.
Oh God, I don't. Anyways.
Scroll up or down.
Nope, leave it there right now.
My God.
In 2013, a group of researchers joined forces and proved that what everyone always thought was true. They found that higher the blood alcohol content of a person, the higher they rated themselves and others on attractiveness. Did we need to know that junk goggles existed?
Right. I've seen plenty of my... Never mind. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
All right, on to this little party and penguin. Pigeon. Jesus, it was a bird. Tit. All right. In 2010, researcher managed to prove that pigeons weren't just dumb, annoying birds that pooped on everything. They can actually tell the difference between good and bad paintings that were made by children.
What?
The pigeons were positively reinforced when they pecked at good paintings, and after a while, they were able to determine which ones were good. They could also observe color and pattern cues in paintings that never seen before. Why are we running low on art critics and we're like, hey, we're just going to go ahead and hire these pigeons to do it for us because it's too hard for us to look at paintings?
Yes, Lavissa, everything's a back scratcher if you hold it right.
Back scratcher. Oh, so those are our 7 weirdest. Again, why? The question is just why for most of them. Oh, Sir David Attenborough
Had a birthday.
He did. He turned 95 this past week.
Did you see the picture where they put Steve Irwin in holding the new baby and everybody next to him?
Yeah, I saw that one.
My
Robert
90s
can't
kid
handle it.
heart couldn't handle that shit.
So speaking of Sir David Attenborough, I choose to watch documentaries that America has redone and then hire someone like Oprah or Sigourney Weaver to do the voiceovers. I choose to go find the BBC versions because I need Sir David Attenborough telling me this stuff.
Have you seen the new one that he just came out with?
Which one?
It's about marlins.
What? I need to find that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's on Netflix. I
just feel so much smarter after listening to him. I feel like a better person. And it makes me sad that he's 95, knowing that he ain't going to be around much longer.
If they were going to get any American to voice it, it should be like Sam Elliott. I think Sam Elliott would be great.
Or
Tom Selleck.
Samuel L. Jackson. Look at these fucking birds.
Have you heard the Snoop Dogg one?
Yes.
Snoop Dogg. Yes.
Snoop Dogg's are great.
I'll listen to funny versions, but don't give me Oprah. It just doesn't.
I liked Sigourney Weaver's.
Yeah, but I have all of Planet Earth on my computer, supposedly, because that would be illegal, from the BBC, and it's so much better with David Attenborough. And for anybody that's never actually realized it, his brother is the one that's in Jurassic Park. In case anybody's, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but that's his brother. Cool. That's another Attenborough. Oh, Travis posted this awesome salamander or newt. Was it salamander or a newt? Salamander. It climbs up in like the bushes and it's blue. I want that. I like it way better than your white newts.
Nobody asked you.
Your fat white newts.
Nobody.
They're not fat yet. You know, at some point they're going to look like Jabba the Hutt, right?
It's going to be great.
Fat ass newts. Oh, Lavissa said Ozzy. Yeah, there are some great voiceovers. I've posted some before. I forget what he calls them, but it's always this is how the whatever does or do. There's a great one on Cuttlefish. I've shown them to you before.
Probably.
Yeah, his is pretty good. They're pretty funny. Oh, there's Joe Challenger's video of him saving the puppy dog and trying to get home. It only took them a week to get home.
And my kid's in that video too.
I thought they took your kid home too. I was like, whoa. It only took them a week and Robert's kid.
Yeah, no.
That is true. Logan he's YouTube famous.
Yeah, he's pretty torn right now. He doesn't know if he's going to be able to leave Otis for 5 days because the hotel is not pet friendly. So we're not taking Otis Colorado? With us. Yeah, and I don't.
Oh no,
he's still up in the air whether or not he's even going with us in the morning.
I was about to say that's a long time.
I like Bill. These motherfucking marlins on this motherfucking boat. God, I'm telling you, he needs. Could you imagine him doing a snake video? Tired of these motherfucking snakes. Look, he does one on invasive species of Florida. Tired of these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking swamp.
I wonder if I can get Samuel L. Jackson on my Echo Dot to say "nice marmot." nice motherfucking marmot. Oh, how a Yale scientist and a rock star named an ant for a Warhol superstar. Travis, I'm sure I should read that, but that does not sound interesting to me.
James, you're such an asshole.
Oh,
I am so sorry for him tonight.
I'm not.
And every night, you're such a jerk face.
Tired of these. Anyways, Galapagos tortoise at El Paso Zoo dies after high-risk surgery. That was sad. They did a high-risk surgery to save the tortoise. He did not make it. That sucks.
It does.
Bring the mood down. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there is a GoFundMe, by the way.
You mentioned it earlier.
I did. I'm mentioning it again because it's right there.
Oh.
I do know I mentioned it. I'm just joking. I know I mentioned. You know I mentioned. They know I mentioned it. Anyways, we would appreciate any little bit.
It's an awesome little blurb that's posted there too.
Yeah, Katie did write it. Again, any little bit that we can get towards our studio. Again, it is going to be a weekly show, and we'll probably keep it closer to like an hour and a half, so that Katie won't kill me because I'm making her do it weekly live. But what the hell? Round one.
I just accidentally hit this light on my snake hook. I was like, all right, round's over. Keep going.
That sounds just like a ring bell. That is amazing. Oh, shit.
It's a pendant light and an ultralight snake hook.
Oh, Corey posted a picture of her daughter that's afraid of snakes holding an inland carpet. So she's obviously
she's so excited.
Obviously not afraid of snakes anymore.
That picture makes me happy.
Listen to finish him. We watched that this week, by the way.
It is so gory. Oh my god.
It is. The only problem is they never really play the old school theme song.
So they have like a remix version
of
the
at the end, the credits. I don't like it. But the movie, Mortal Kombat, the new movie,
I enjoyed the movie.
Pretty good.
I enjoyed it.
That's your movie review for the week.
I'll have to watch it.
I asked James
it is good.
before we watched it.
I don't know when I'm going to watch it. But...
I said, "Do you think we could let Joe watch this?" And he was
no. Within the first 2 minutes, he was like, "Nope, nope."
Watch this.
Well, I was going to watch it last night, and I sat down on the couch and turned the TV on, and it was already on HBO, and Django Unchained was just starting, and you know that movie is one that once it starts, you're just hooked for like an hour and 45 minutes. So
I just saw Bill's comment. That rug really brought the room together.
He got it.
Nice
a friend of mine posted a picture the other day. Him and his wife were on a little honeymoon anniversary thing, and he had a shirt on that said "Calmer Than You Are," and he said, "Let's see who gets this." So of course, I got it immediately, and people started posting all the comments, and we all had fun commenting back and forth.
Oh, I will promise when we do this new show, I will read more of these scientific articles and I will deliver them on air in a more professional way. Well, maybe not all of Travis's because they're written on Travis level, but the ones that I can understand, we'll just call Travis and have him explain them to us.
No, we could just get that girl who told Travis he doesn't know what he's talking about when it came to genetics to call in and explain it to us.
No, we're going to go there. We'll go there later.
Yeah. Nathan posted, Good Samaritan saves over 800 baby turtles from a New Jersey storm drain using a homemade tool, which may have been her husband. What a tool. I imagine, I haven't read that article, but the problem with a lot of places people don't realize when turtles are hatching, and a lot of places where turtles nest, the cities in those areas will actually make a rule that all lights have to be turned off by sundown. So that the turtles, any lights facing the water, have to be turned off by sundown. So the turtles don't see those lights and assume they're the moon. That's how they know how to go towards the water when they hatch at night. The moon and reflecting off the water, they go that direction, they get to the water. But a lot of times you have all these beach houses, and what happens is the turtles turn towards them. And I'm sure here.
Sea turtles?
I don't know, but maybe, no, probably not. But I'm talking about sea turtles because that's one thing that people talk about when they hatch. And it's a really interesting fact they use the light. I don't think they maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I guess I need to open the article. We'll open it and see what it is. If it's Red Ear Sliders, I'm just gonna be like, why? I know that sounds heartless. There's a million Red Ear Sliders. I don't actually.
We have river cooter eggs in a.
You pointed the wrong direction. They're over there.
I don't actually know where the incubator is in this fridge.
It's over there. Let's see what kind of turtles. Oh, they're Diamondback terrapins.
Oh,
800 Diamondback terrapin babies. Oh my
gosh, that's so cool. Love. So I thought that one in the corner looked like a terrapin.
Well, I did too, but 800 of them. That is insane.
Wow.
Well, they could have just. She hopefully saved them from this asshole that was stealing all these. You saw Travis's post earlier about the guy that got busted for smuggling all these different turtles out of the country, including.
Well, there was the guy.
Terrapins.
Well, there was that one guy that was like known for being a great diamondback terrapin breeder. When they found out all he was doing was going out catching pregnant females and then giving them Pitocin shots so they'd go into labor and lay the eggs. What are you
I'm reading
This
the
guy
article.
was out of Oregon, out of Eugene, Oregon. He pled guilty, so it's not a brand new case.
They were looking for turtles that needed help crossing the road, and they looked down in a storm drain and saw it swimming. And that's how they found them all.
I don't know what I just did.
That's pretty awesome.
Your page is unresponsive.
Great. Awesome. Sorry, folks. Internet sucks here. But yes, they are diamondback terrapins. Oh, Scott Borden posted an awesome picture of his Moluccan scrubs.
It's a cool looking snake.
Yeah, it's a big snake. Let's
Oh,
see.
That's Cape May County, Ocean City. My aunt and uncle lived there. That's funny.
Maybe it was them. They saved them.
It wasn't, because they would have told me.
Bill, I don't know if terrapins are protected up there.
I'm pretty sure they are. They're protected in a lot of places. That was why that one guy got busted for catching wild ones and giving them shots of Pitocin to put them into labor. Ilana posted a really great little poem. Roses are red. The news is whack. Surprise, motherfucker. Copperheads are back. And it's a picture of a ball python.
Ball python.
It's a ball python. So.
Oh my God, I never even noticed what the picture was. I just laughed at the poem.
That's the whole point of the thing.
That's the joke. That is the joke.
This Channel 17 News a few years ago, they had a video and talking about, hey, Copperheads are back, and had this ball python in the video, and it's gone.
I'm like, since you're like, am I supposed to look in the background and see the Copperhead somewhere?
I never even paid attention.
Well, that was like, I posted a video that I took from, so I like to watch Naked and Afraid, and the most recent season is being shot was shot in Louisiana. And the woman says something about water moccasins. They show one, and the very next clip is a Burmese python. I'm like, first off, not a water moccasin. Second off, we don't have them in Louisiana.
What's that?
Burmese? Burmese pythons.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it is illegal to own turtles. No, let me start over. It is legal. You are allowed to keep turtles.
That is what legal means. Yeah, but you can't keep corn snakes unless they have red eyes.
You cannot have endangered bog turtles.
The old bog turtle. This was an awesome one.
Anything on the terrapins.
Isaac Kyle posted this girl. She's a biology student and an artist, and her journal writings that she's been doing of these different species of plants and animals with the pictures she drew are amazing. Yeah. I would love to have just the journal. I mean, look at that. That's those of you that are like, I can't look at that because I'm listening to you on radio. Tough shit. You should go back and look at it. But my internet's going really slow, so I can't show you all the really cool pictures because it sucks. There's a bumblebee. But yeah, she's an amazing artist, and it reminds like the old school, like when Darwin, his kind of stuff, when people like had to draw stuff because they didn't have cameras, and so it's a really cool journal.
Wow, man, I haven't looked at that, but I'm looking at them now. That stuff she's amazing,
aren't they? And my shit still doesn't want to work.
She has like exploded views of stuff that she drew. That's wow.
Yeah, and they're detailed. They're not like cartoony animal pictures. I mean, they are detailed. What you would imagine in old school literature for someone traveling around the world. Darren says you can't sell or purchase them in New Jersey, but you can own them. I didn't read this, but you posted it. Did you read it?
So I did.
You want to talk into the mic?
Yeah, I'm coming. So I don't follow wrestling, but I'm sure
you know who that is.
I do know who Randy Orton is. And he actually did an interview that talked about how when he was a kid, he would go with his dad, who I was not aware was also a wrestler.
Most of them. It's family business.
And he always was so nervous because all these guys were so big and he was such a small kid. And he was like, it's cool. I'm just going to go into herpetology instead. And his whole process behind everything was, I'm going to go study snakes. But then he really got into the pro wrestling and obviously did that instead. But
didn't he have, if I remember correctly, anybody that watches
a lot more money.
Anybody that watches wrestling, I'm trying to remember, I want to say Randy Orton at one point had a snake related, there was something, Viper or something. There was something snake related to his persona.
Yeah, but anyways, I just, kind of cool. I recognize the name, so.
Oh,
That's fun.
this is really cool. It was a Sicilian that they found in oh crap.
John Grant says he was the Viper Ranger.
The Viper, yeah, the Viper. But it's a cool Sicilian in Sao Tome Island off of Africa's western coast and the Gulf of Guinea. But it crawls around in the dirt, so I want one. It fits my whole theme of shit that looks like a snake that crawls around in the dirt. And then there was there was this awesome sticker.
That actually got shared in the Herps vendor group, I
Yes,
think.
it did. It's got a picture of a big ass, I think it's a African bullfrog. And it says MILF. And underneath it says, "Man, I love frogs."
Frogs.
But I definitely think Stacy needs that.
Yeah.
And then Elena posted a picture of Ilana. That's why I said that.
No, you
But
did not.
I meant it. Posted a picture of a frog butt. It looks like a spade foot or something. One of those little weird ass.
It's cute.
It's a toad. I think it's a toad, but
Pixie.
That picture right there is why I don't have mirrors on both walls of my bathroom.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, we're gonna keep going from that one.
No.
Just moving right along. Oh, there's the turtles that you talked about earlier.
Yep.
And then Ryan Goslow showed a bunch of pictures of his animals, which are really cool. And there's the horrifying thing that Travis put on our Facebook.
It looks like somebody's foot needs a weird pedicure.
That thing, Vietnamese pulled. I don't know. It's fucking horrifying. I don't know what it is.
It's a spider.
Is it?
Yes.
That's a fucked up spider.
It's a spider. I had to count the legs to verify, but it is a spider.
It's horrifying. If that thing came at me,
Larissa says, "I want that."
I'm sure you do, Larissa. You can have it.
It's one of the genus of orb weaver spiders, like our golden orb weavers and banana spiders and stuff like that.
Yeah, but ours are not that fucked up looking.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking weird.
Could you imagine how big does that thing get? I wonder. Does it get as big as our orb weavers? Because that'd be horrifying.
We're about to find out because I'm
looking. We're gonna GTS.
Lana. I got it.
Google
I know how to say your name.
Shit.
Somebody said it looks like something out of Half-Life. Somebody in this Reddit board.
And then it's got like a stem, like it's a leaf. So it's got like a stem coming off of it that sticks up.
So one of the other names for it is the rolled leaf spider because it looks like a leaf.
Are you sure it's not from Colorado? They got some rolled leaves.
Oh, that's cool.
This weekend.
That's a better picture, I think.
Oh, a side picture of it. Yeah, that thing's horrifying. If they were gonna, this was you were looking at this earlier.
Oh yes.
What the fuck is this?
So scroll back up.
It's shooting.
Scroll up. Keep going. Okay, so Reggie posted this. It is a defense mechanism that this lizard has, and it shoots liquid out of its tail. It looks like a sprinkler. It looks like a sprinkler.
People pay extra for that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it's a gecko squirting shit out of the side of its tail.
Yep.
It's like it sprung a leak.
Yeah.
I've never seen that ever. Anyways, that's I'm gonna move on.
I can't stop watching it.
I know.
And that's it. We got through all of our stuff, so now I can unshare this screen. And our beautiful faces are back. So, Robert, we decided that your segment is going to be the dumbass shit you see on Facebook. So what's some dumbass shit you saw on Facebook?
Let me get my phone out here and look at some of my
I'm not calling you Lana. You got an E in your name. I'm going to fucking use the E. Lana. Get over it.
Why are you such a jerk tonight?
Because it's fun.
No.
Someone in a group asked, do juvenile cottonmouths and copperheads eat carpenter bees? Because she noticed that she had a lot of carpenter bees, and then she found a copperhead in her yard, and now there's no more carpenter bees.
The fuck?
That's not connected.
I
Those two things are not connected.
Everyone knows that they love to eat carpenter bees.
No.
That's how. So they do that, and that's how they get that stinger in the end of their tail. They absorb the stinger from the bees, and the copperheads put it at the end of their tail, and then they can sting people with it. Have you ever heard the wives' tale that copperheads could sting you with their tail?
No.
Yeah. Everything I just said sounds dumb because it is, but that's a true wives. Well, it's not true. That's a wives' tale. People believe that little lime green tail on the baby copperheads is a stinger. And not only can they bite you, but they can also sting you. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
People are dumb.
I think I talked about the Copperheads closing their eyes last week.
Yes. So I want to go. We mentioned earlier. There was a post made by Corey. Corey had a post talking about parthenogenesis and stuff like that. And, talking about the issue, Travis Wyman, Dr. Travis Wyman, a geneticist, Dr. Travis Wyman, commented that it could be parthenogenesis. And then the very next thing underneath that came in this woman, y'all need to stop talking about things you don't know and start throwing out words like parthenogenesis when you don't know what you're talking about. Fucking hilarious.
I was in the middle of eating crawfish, so I couldn't respond.
Not only was she saying that to Travis, she was also saying it to Dr. Warren Booth.
Yes, who literally studied parthenogenesis in snakes. Studied it so much that he's like, guys, y'all gotta quit sending me shit. We've already proven it. It happens. Yeah,
because her argument was, you guys are saying it like it's common, and Warren was like, it is common. It's more common than you realize. Even in your full clutches, it's common, and you just don't know it.
Yeah, they're talking about so someone can have a clutch of ball python eggs, and they definitely can have 95% of that clutch be normal. It can be you had a male, you had a female, came together, made eggs, but 5% of that clutch can be a partho clutch.
Well,
and so
what
he'll overlook that.
What the whole thing that brought it up was Corey had this blue-eyed leucistic that was born out of a pairing that should never have happened, and she had never been paired with anything in the Bell complex, and she had a Bell.
They got two pastel or Mojave, whatever the genes were. Got two of them from the mom because it was partho and came out bell face, came out white. But this woman's sitting there. Well, she's saying that Warren Booth stuff has never been, like I said, peer reviewed, which is bullshit. His stuff is in peer reviewed journals, 100%.
Her response was, "Well, I have a degree too." I said, "Well, I've put in pipe before, but that don't make me a fucking plumber." So
our phones both went off at the same time this past weekend, and I don't ever go out to eat on Mother's Day or Valentine's Day because it's too crowded. So we always go the day before. So I was actually in the middle of eating crawfish. And I was like, "Hey, that's Travis. You're going to need to check that message because if I got it, you probably got it too."
I had to join the group just so I could watch it.
Yeah.
Lavissa has a question. In parthenogenesis, is the pattern of the baby the exact same as well?
Same as the mom.
No, it's not a clone, which is a common misconception. It is, but it's not. It's not an identical clone.
Because I'm very much a layman's term here, but if she's heterozygous for anything, it will get two copies from her, which makes it homozygous and will express that in the phenotype. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah. So if it was a normal ball python, just a normal, and she had babies, they would come out looking normal because those are the genes. It would get two normal genes from mom and it would come out looking normal, but it would not have the same identical pattern, but it would have a normal phenotype, a normal physical expression of the gene. In Corey's example, she had a snake that carried one copy of a bell face. I can't remember what it was. It was either Mojave or lesser or one of those. And she had a white snake born, which should not have happened, but it got two of those copies from the mom and came out white. So
but if you want to, Lavissa, if you want to read the whole thing, go to the World of Ball Pythons Facebook group and join.
That is a cluster. No, was it World of Ball? No, that was P. Regis.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a P. Regis Undergrounds, and look up the post by Corey Martin. If you just search her, it's pretty easy to find, and then go through the comments and you'll find it. Travis actually gives a really good, and Warren both give really good explanations. And this young lady decided that these two PhDs didn't know what they were talking about.
Well, and then she started to backtrack, and then when Warren started having an actual conversation with somebody, she just disappeared.
Yeah.
So
I think she realized she was in a little bit over her head.
God, I love that. Don't talk about things you don't know about. Okay, we're gonna keep talking about this then now.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a message from Travis in a couple of weeks whenever he listens to this.
Well, listen, if you have any questions on Partho, Travis is a great source, and Dr. Warren Booth. Dr. Warren Booth will message you back as well. They're both great. I said Warren used to get sheds from people. They'd send him sheds to check and see if this animal was a Partho baby. And he's gotten so many of them because it is so common that he finally said, guys, quit sending me stuff. I don't need any more. We proved it. We're good. So, hey, Gina. How's it going? Gina's in on the chat. Anything else dumb that you saw this week on Facebook?
So there's a few things, but some of them are really long. Like the lady today who is moving from, she's obviously a city person, and she bought some land out in the country here and wants to know, she's going to drain her pond and cut down all the bushes and all kinds of stuff because she doesn't want animals. She doesn't want reptiles on her property, you know. And my comment was, I hate whenever wildlife invades my wildlife. People, she's literally bought 5 acres in the Sam Houston National Forest and doesn't want animals coming into her property because she has kids.
Can someone get rid of all these animals out here in the wild? This is
right.
I moved from the city to get away from people. I didn't want to be near animals. Oh, dumbasses. I actually found several articles this week, and I'm trying to pull up, but my internet sucks
Is it
big.
my turn to talk?
Yeah. You got something to talk about?
I do.
Talk away while I pull this shit up.
Okay. So with the summer approaching, a lot of local libraries are going to be doing summer reading programs. So our local library is doing Tales and Tales, and it's TAILS, and Tales, TALES. And they've actually partnered with our local zoo, and the animal ambassadors in the education program now have their own library cards, and they've actually done they're reading the stories with some of the animals from the zoo. And so I pulled up, I actually took a screenshot so in case the internet was messed up.
Which it is.
It says we're going wild over the 2021 summer reading program.
Hey, look, Warren Booth is here.
Tales and Tales.
You say his name and he shows up. He's like a warlock.
Oh my Lord.
I'm so glad he's here because my explanation was so rudimentary that I really want someone that, you know, the man himself. That's great.
What the fuck does Warren Booth know? Hey, Warren, how about you only talk about things you know about?
So for those of you that are not watching and cannot see his comment, it says, Lavissa Ratliff, it is not. The baby is not a clone of the mother. It is basically a half clone. Heterozygous genes of the mother will be homozygous in the offspring. So a het albino would provide albino or normals, for example. Also, pattern is like fingerprint, not heritable in an exact form from the parent.
Yes. I said all that. I'm just as smart as Dr. Warren.
You shut your mouth.
No, I'm not. I'm totally not. But I did have that correct, at least. I feel like he's like Beetlejuice. Who else can we do this to? If we just say the name 3 times.
Right.
Travis was on Facebook earlier, so he could be here and we just not know it.
Travis only gets on Facebook once a week because that's when he sends us a message from everything he heard in the podcast that week.
No, he gets on more than that because he posts on our group every day.
That is true. That is true. He does post a ton of stuff that I don't read. But we appreciate it, Travis. I
read most of it.
Every day. Oh, so
I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead. My bad.
You were starstruck by the fact that Warren Booth is listening to your podcast.
It's
Dr. Warren Booth. I've heard his name, but I don't actually know who he is.
He's a doctor.
I know that.
His name's Warren Booth.
We did say his name. We did say his name 3 times, so maybe that's.
I meet people because of you guys. Anyways, so they have partnered with the Alexandria Zoo, and they're going to be producing virtual story times featuring the different animals at the zoo, because the library and the zoo are just now coming back from all of the COVID situations where they're allowing people to come in more frequently, but we still can't do the groups and summer programs like we used to. So Champ and Ivy, which are the possums at the Alexandria Zoo, became the first marsupials to ever receive an honorary library card. So the summer reading program starts in June. And so that is going to be a really cool thing to check out. And
Yes.
if you don't live in the area, you can look at it on Facebook. Your local zoo might be doing something. A lot of libraries, it's kind of like Vacation Bible schools.
Well, no,
there's
everybody's-
like 5 themes, and you just pick which one
Well,
you
now that
want.
everybody's opening back up, you're going to see a lot of stuff, especially over the summer. They do a lot of stuff over the summer
Yeah.
at the zoos and stuff.
So
Ye-
you would think that that possums getting library cards is weird, but I went to a wedding of 2 rhinos.
Oh, that's were you
Okay.
there for the honeymoon also?
No.
Well, that's
There
good.
used to there's a wild animal park nearby here, and they had a wedding for their 2 rhinos when I was in high school, and we had a school trip out there, and our justice of the peace, they did a full wedding ceremony and everything and married the 2 rhinos.
Where?
What?
We did an event in Lafayette one day.
Oh, they
there
married
was
2
a
snakes.
snake wedding.
I did. We did do an event for that.
I wasn't there that day. I was somewhere
there.
else.
We brought animals, and there was a big reptile event, and it ended in a snake wedding. Which it's weird. It is weird, but it was a very educational day for reptiles. We brought lots of really cool stuff. And Ilana, yes, if you want to give me cliff notes on every article that gets posted on our Facebook page, I'm all for that. I have no shame in admitting that I don't like to read, and I have a small attention span when it comes to stuff like that. If you want me to do something physically, yeah, I can go do stuff. But man, I can't concentrate long enough to read.
Now, I will say this: the few books that I've given him, and I'm like, you should read these. I will give him the audio version that he can download on his phone, and he listens to them while he's in the car.
So I had a couple articles. Found one: box turtle ban. A proposed Virginia regulation restrict keeping of native reptiles and amphibians. And so this ban would basically make it illegal to keep native wildlife, especially like box turtles. And so I'm torn on this subject. And one guy in here who, and I want to get his name right, his name is Larry Mendoza. He is the former president of the Virginia Herpetological Society. He makes a good point. If you make it illegal to keep native wildlife, you have now made it harder for people to learn about native wildlife, which then in turn makes it harder for people to want to take care and protect native wildlife. I know it seems counterintuitive, but many kids, their first pet is a box turtle. They found it roaming around. I had one when I was a kid. They're awesome.
I found one the other day when I was cutting grass.
That's true. So yes, as much as I agree with their state herpetologist or whatever who said wild animals belong in the wild, that is true. That is true. But a kid raising a box turtle could turn that kid into the next state herpetologist or biologist, or someone who goes out and starts a program to help save something else that's endangered. And so when you remove these things from being the norm, being something that they're around, they're going to care less and less about it, which is why I've always said zoos are vitally important. People see a lion on TV and that doesn't mean shit. They see it, they go, oh, it's a lion, whatever. It's completely different when you're in a zoo and it's on the other side of the glass and you're inches away from it, looking at it in the eyes. And so we've talked about before on past podcasts, but a ban like this is very dangerous. I get that they're trying to stop people from poaching, going in and collecting a bunch of animals and removing them from the wild, like that guy in Oregon, like you talked about earlier with the turtles. Mm-hmm. I get that. That is bad. I agree. But a 7-year-old who finds a box turtle and wants to keep it as a pet, if done correctly, is an amazing thing. And they argue in there that a lot of people keep these animals incorrectly. That's fine. You can argue that all you want, but a lot of people keep dogs and cats incorrectly, and we're not stopping them from doing that. So I think there's more good to come from allowing people to keep a garter snake or a corn snake or something they caught in the wild than there is from stopping it altogether. And so these bans, I think, are horribly dangerous. And if you're in Virginia, please pay attention to that and try and speak out. And now I've got Stephen Livingston sending me a video that I've got to watch while I'm talking on a podcast. Is that what
he said? He said,
no,
watch it now?
No,
then
but it's
pause
here.
it and watch it later,
But
James.
he sent it, and I'm trying to be nice.
No. I do want to bring up some stuff going on in U.S. ARC right now.
Is it the South Carolina thing?
Yes.
Didn't they just win that?
Yes. So Rob Christian at Nerd posted yesterday, said that the backdoor bill in South Carolina got shut down. It was 0-44. So not only did it get shut down, it was unanimously shut down, which I feel like is a really big deal. So again, thanks for everybody who emailed and called. Let's keep that same energy for the next bill. So there's a lot going on in U.S. ARC. There's a lot going on across the country in multiple states. And these people are pulled in all different directions trying to fight battles for us and for our hobby. So definitely check out US ARC. Definitely become a member. You will, shirts are back ordered, which is totally fine and understandable. I think it's awesome that they had so many people join that they had to order a new shipment of shirts. So you do get a cool shirt when you become a certain level of a membership. And yeah.
Okay.
James.
He told me to watch it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a turtle walking. It takes forever. My thing is slow. The turtle's slow. My internet's
There was
slow.
a box turtle. It's a beautiful box turtle in our neighbor's yard. I saw her when I was cutting the grass.
Yeah, she was not very happy.
She was not. Probably because the lawnmower was loud.
Yeah, we picked her up to help. She tried to squeeze through a fence. We got her through the fence, and the look on her face, she was not very
done.
happy.
She was like, put me down, leave me
Speaking
alone.
of box turtles, and we talked about turtles earlier, this was also really cool. It was the St. Louis Zoo was trying to do a study on their local box turtle population because of a reptile-related disease that was found in aquatic turtles, and they're trying to see if they're spreading into these box turtles and the range of these guys. And the way they were able to catch the turtles was very innovative. So normally you would have to go out with a group of people trying to find these turtles, and it would take you a while to try to find enough turtles. What they did was they hired a guy with dogs that could sniff turtles. Yeah. So this guy had, I'm trying to remember what kind of dog. They are Boykin Spaniels.
I was going to say it has to be some type of a spaniel.
And what would happen is they learned the scent. They went out and they wanted to find 10 box turtles. They were able to find them, no problem. The dogs would gently pick them up in their mouth and bring them to them. And they put little trackers on the turtle and they let the turtle go. But these dogs could find turtles.
So with there being 5 days of school left and my students thinking they can come and play and I'm a babysitter, we have none of that. So I printed some really cool science articles to talk about. And one of the ones I printed is about a dog named Python Pete, or Pete the Python Hunter or something. Anyways, I haven't read the article yet. So
that seems to be our theme.
But
we find great articles. We just don't read shit.
I printed copies. We're going to do it tomorrow. I can tell you all about it next week. I skimmed. And basically, it's someone who trained a dog in the Everglades to help them hunt down the nuisance pythons that were there, which I thought was kind of cool.
Here's the one.
Go
ahead.
Real quick, back on that South Carolina thing. So it failed their Senate. They sent it back to the House. The House amended it, passed it, and now they're sending it back to the Senate to vote again next week.
Son of a bitch.
They amended it, pretty much took a couple of things out. They took out the non-native venomous stuff, but all the permitting and banning, they still ban the listed non-native venomous. The permit, $100 per animal, or no, per person. They changed it to per person instead of per animal. And they left the exemption in for AZA zoos, and they left where it has to be for exhibition only, and it can't be for traveling, and you have to be open 30 hours a week. And yeah, so it's still shit, but hopefully it goes back to the Senate, which killed it 0-44, and they do it again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what Bill was talking about because we talked about 15 things in a span of 5 minutes.
We're talking about the dog that he's probably referring to. Bill is probably referring to the dog with the python.
He is.
Running through the underbrush as
or
bait.
The turtles. What, turtles?
Why would a dog be bait for a turtle?
No, that's turtle. Wait, the python dog. I missed that.
The whole thing I just talked about.
I was prepping the next thing.
This is you being a jerk.
No, you do the same thing all the time.
Respect, James.
Shut the hell up. Anyways, Moraine State Park.
And yes, Darren, next year, there are other teachers in Louisiana with class pets.
Doubtful.
So.
This is for anybody in Pennsylvania around Moraine State Park. I saw this was Leap into Herpetology Intro to the Reptiles and Amphibians, Sunday, May 16th. That's this Sunday. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Pavilion number 7, McDaniel's Launch Area in Moraine. Join local naturalist April Klaus as she introduces you to things that creep, swim, and slither in the diverse habitats of their beloved Moraine State Park.
How cool.
And so that'll be a cool 2-hour little thing to learn about your animals and your reptiles and stuff in that area. I saw that. I know we don't live in Pennsylvania, but I figured I'd throw that out there.
I'm going to make myself a shirt that says respect my authority.
Respect my authority.
And you have to, and I'm going to wear it on podcast night.
When I was a cop, my ticket book, I had that sticker on the back of it. So when I was writing you a ticket, you were looking up at that Cartman sticker with the respect my authority. Yep.
Oh. Lana should have some baby guinea pigs soon. That's expensive snake food. You can look at me all you want.
That's okay, because when I get my first grade self-contained classroom, I'm having a baby guinea pig.
You can have it at school.
I will. I'm going to bond with it over the summer so that it's ready for my sweet little babies. And then I'm going to take it to school.
So
because we're putting that positive out there that I'm getting a job.
I need a job too.
You're going to get a job. There's so many of them over here.
I just hate waiting. Like, they're not even going to interview for another 2 weeks. And that's what's killing me, is at this point, it's hurry up and wait.
I'm ready to get over there and get my podcast studio set up. Did I mention that? Again, we have a...
you mention it to us all the time.
We have a GoFundMe to help us.
Once or 20 times.
Again.
An hour.
A couple of bucks. I want to say a big thanks to Sean Gray, because he did donate the other night, and it caught me off guard, and it's going to help us do a lot too.
We've had some other people donate as well, haven't you?
I said John Grant earlier.
Okay.
And the other one I didn't. Hold on. I want to get the other person's name out there because they were the first one to donate, because they're an awesome human being. And so I want to make sure I get it right. Maybe, if I can figure out how this stuff works.
Yes, LaVista. That's also military life. Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait. I can't get to their name because their internet sucks. Sucks balls.
I could probably do it.
But we did have...
I don't even know how to open the program. So.
Oh, it was Jeff Frederick. He was our first one.
Very much, Jeff.
So Sean, John, Jeff. Sean, John, and Jeff.
I'm on the word.
And guess what? Anybody listening, you could be next, please. Pretty please. No, like I said, the goal is we'll do a weekly live just like this, more organized. We'll actually have segments, and we'll have intros for segments, and it's going to be... I've got things envisioned in my head, and these two will just show up on the day.
I'm gonna get really emotional for a moment and get real with you. So if you don't like that part of life, you can just earmuff. This right here is why I fell in love with him, though, because he gets so excited.
Well, that and my
Shut up.
Personality.
Not at all. He gets so excited about stuff like this and teaching people about reptiles, and this is
awesome.
why I put up with you, babe.
It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have my goal is to have kind of like a little news desk type thing for us to sit at, and we'll have several camera angles we can flip to, and eventually I want to have a green screen where I can do some cool stuff on that.
Bergoli, we're not talking about dinner because it's almost 9:00 and I haven't had dinner yet because I may have taken a nap after school.
And then we're going to get bread delivered to us weekly at our podcast studio.
Bergoli's just going to knock on my door like, I'm here for the podcast, bitches. I brought you bread.
As long as he's got clothes on. I am looking very forward to being able to
get an extra chair just for when he pops by.
I'm looking very forward to being able to take live phone calls from you guys. So when we have things, we have guests on, you want to ask them questions, you can call in. That'll all be able to do that. So I'm excited. These changes are going to be great, and Katie's just going to have to suffer.
The nap was really great. I'm starting to wake up now.
That's going to be really great.
Just hungry.
Dinner.
And I ate all my cheese.
Dinner. Yeah, I ate some of that cheese too.
No, I went and got the rest of the bag.
Now we're cheeseless.
We don't have cube cheese anymore because I'm bougie and I buy it already.
Just so everybody knows, at any time we probably have 7 different types of cheese in our fridge.
It's a problem.
Oh, look, it's Kayla. Even though it says James. So Kayla, I need bread. I need bacon bread.
Conroe's only a month away.
Here's the thing. I bet you could message her. And be like, hey, I'm an hour away. I'm going to take a road trip, and y'all could drive to Conroe, pick up bread, and then go back to
That's a long road trip for bread.
Yeah, but it's maple bacon bread.
That's true. It is bacon.
It's totally worth it.
Can I get pumpkin bread at any time of the year? That's the question. Because that's my small white girl thing. I like pumpkin flavored stuff.
I can't stand anything pumpkin flavored.
And so if I can get pumpkin bread at any time of the year, I'm happy.
And then I don't have to figure out how to make it, so we're good.
You're never gonna. I saw something the other day. Oh, what was it? It was Trevor from The Daily Show.
Okay. Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah made a joke about things, useless things, and he pulled out a can of pumpkin puree from the back. I'm like, we had a can of pumpkin puree on the back shelf of our ship for the longest time, and we were never going to make anything with it. We had plans.
I bought it to make you like a pumpkin.
It was never going to
pie or
happen, but it was never going to
something,
happen.
and I don't eat it.
Ooh, Kayla said there's pumpkin bread year round. I don't have to wait till November with the rest of the white girls.
So when you start to annoy me, I can send you. You could be gone for 2 hours, so you can go pick up bread.
That means I have to drive. I can drive around. I'm assuming I can drive around Houston to get there, right, Robert? I don't have to drive through Houston, do I?
It's pretty much the fastest way.
Son of a bitch.
You'll be fine. Quit your bitching.
My goal is to not enter Houston.
You're fine.
As much as possible.
You're not going to do anything with me and Josephine then, because we got all kinds of plans.
It's true. I've never been to the Houston Zoo. I want to go there. That's not far
It's
from
like
my house.
New
10
England
minutes.
cheese pumpkin.
15 minutes.
What the fuck is a New England cheese pumpkin? Yes, white girl bread. I would love some of that pumpkin white girl bread. Seriously, Bill, what the fuck is a New England cheese pumpkin?
Cheese pumpkin.
Makes kick-ass pumpkin bread. Does it taste like cheese? Because I'm in if it tastes like cheese. You mix some bacon in there, I'm done.
Ooh, we have a little bit of pumpkin bread left over there on the counter.
Fuck you.
That's a pretty pumpkin.
It's a pumpkin.
Ooh, cheese pumpkin soup sounds good.
I guess. Anyways, anybody else have anything else to talk about? Any of our listeners have anything else besides? I mean, we can sit here and talk about bread all night.
It's a hybrid pumpkin.
I got to go get ready to leave at the morning for a fucking
I
15-hour
have to
drive.
eat dinner, or I'm going to vomit.
Darren says they sell it at McDonald's. If they don't sell it at McDonald's, it ain't shit.
That's right.
You can get it as a side for your lobster roll.
I did. I Googled that.
Gina said the Houston Aquarium is cool. I didn't know they had an aquarium in Houston.
Yep, that's actually third on your kids' list.
Galveston has an aquarium.
I didn't even tell her to look at stuff in Galveston.
Because that's only
does
like
she know
30 minutes away.
Does she know that Crocodile Encounter is 10 minutes from our house, 15 at the most, and it's the huge crocodile and alligator facility? I don't like to call it a farm because it's not a farm. It's literally on 288. Like,
is it good?
It's great.
We'll have to we'll take her.
What's the one we pass when we go to Beaumont?
Crocland.
That's Gatorland.
Gatorland.
Not as good.
Oh, 5 times as big.
The first thing on her list is the Houston Museum of Natural History. She is totally James Lewis.
I love natural history museums.
We've been trying to make it there for 2 months because Body Worlds is here till the end of May, and if you've never been to Body Worlds, it's an awesome exhibit.
Oh yeah, that's you see the bodies without the skin and all.
Yeah.
So Ilana said her eggs doing good. She had Burmese python eggs.
She did.
Oh, she's talking about the downtown aquarium restaurant that also is the aquarium. It's a Landry's restaurant. They don't have the tigers there anymore, but yeah, it's still a cool.
The tigers probably
aquarium.
drown. They don't do well in aquariums.
Stop, James.
I didn't put them there. Apparently, they put them there.
No.
I agree. Museums do rocks. I love the Smithsonian Natural History.
Joe's favorite Smithsonian is the Museum of Natural History. Also.
Love that. I love that place. I have spent all day there before.
Joe and I.
Yeah, me too. More than once.
And they may still have it. It was like a temporary thing, but it felt like it became a permanent thing. The butterfly.
Oh, it became permanent.
Yeah, the butterfly garden became a permanent thing.
Katie, look what Lana just said.
I know. We're not talking about it because James has a plan. He has something in the works, and I'm not bringing it up anymore because I like surprises.
Okay.
But that's really cool.
So we also have, here in Houston, we have the Lone Star Flight Museum over at Ellington Field, which is right by the shop. And if you like airplanes, that is a blast. That place is awesome.
She really enjoyed the Museum of Air and Space.
That's a cool one.
When I finally talked her into going to it, she really enjoyed
it. So y'all have like air shows there?
Oh yeah, and they go you'll see the Blue Angels and stuff fly right over the house here.
That's so cool.
Do y'all okay? I know the answer to this, but is there a rodeo we can go to?
The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, the largest rodeo in the country.
I want to go. I haven't been to a rodeo.
I've been to rodeo since college.
This year, but
I love
rodeo
rodeo
next year.
Our college had a rodeo team.
I worked at the San Diego Aerospace Museum when I was in college. I worked in their restoration department, which was down in the basement. Nothing but World War II and Korean War vets rebuilding airplanes from memory. I was 20 years old, 21 years old.
Yes, Ilana, I have plans.
It was the best job I've ever had in my life. The only thing that sucked is sometimes you'd show up to work in the morning and you'd be like, "Where's old Joe?" And they were like, "Well, old Joe passed away last night." Because,
wow. Way to get those guys that got dark quick.
Those guys were in their 80s. Those guys were in their 70s and 80s then. That was 20 years ago.
That got dark real quick.
I know. But other than that, it was a great job.
These lovely, amazing times, and then they would die.
Yes.
Darren watches horse auction every Saturday night from online. You're watching an online horse auction every Saturday night.
I'll take them to a horse auction, Darren. There's one about an hour from here that's really good that we used to always go to. That way they can experience a Texas horse auction and eat a burger there because they're awesome. They're not burgers. So.
Is the burger made from the horse is the question.
I hope not.
This one didn't sell.
Pretty good.
Oh my God.
Everybody, we're having butterscotch for dinner. She didn't make it. Nobody wanted her anymore. She's a little tough now.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Don't you let his disrespectful podcast attitude fool you. James Lewis spoils me.
No respect. You get no respect.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
All right. I'm hungry. Robert's got a pack. He's got a long drive ahead of him. James is going to eat dinner when I'm done with it. Woo. So, Robert, if people want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
lsreptileracks.com, Lone Star Reptile Racks, Facebook, Instagram.
Darren.
I'm sorry, Robert.
McDonald's sells horse burgers. Look, at this point, I'd fucking believe it. If you go to Montana, they sell horse burgers. Like, it's not. We're just. No, I'm not gonna lie. I would totally eat one. I've seen horse meat, and that shit looks amazing.
Oh my God.
I had it in France. It was fantastic.
Yeah, the rest of the world eats them because they don't have Mr. Ed.
Right.
Mr. Ed ruined it for us. We can't eat them because they're cute.
Okay, James, if people want to get a hold of you, how can they reach you?
Don't. Simply Serpents on Facebook or simply_serpents on Instagram or Simply Bio on all those as well. You can contact us on Simply Bio. Make sure I got that out there for Tracy. If you want to get a hold of the podcast, it's the Reptile Gumbo Podcast at Instagram, Facebook, and at gmail.com. In 2 months, in a month and a half, we will hopefully be coming live from the round 2. We'll hopefully be coming live from the Reptile Gumbo Podcast studio, which again is going to be fun. And again, we want a lot of y'all's input. Again, Robert needs a name for his segment of random ass shit he saw on Facebook this week. So if you've got an idea for that, shoot us some names. We're all for that. If you have an idea for a segment you'd like to watch, if any of y'all have a guest out there that you would like us to have on, if you're like, oh, I'd really like to hear so-and-so's take on this, we'll reach out to them and have them on. Really, I started this podcast so that people out there could be more involved in this podcast. So you're not just listening. And so that's one thing I'm looking forward to, being able to do the live phone calls. So
for Gole.
Yes, we'll have a bread sponsor. But so
36 sleeping nights, guys.
Oh.
That's when the movers come.
Nice.
You say that. I haven't started packing nearly enough, but it'll get there. Once he's not in my space and he's in your space,
whoa,
then I'll.
Yep.
Once I go live with Robert again.
That's right. It's like we have custody over you, and we're just passing you back and forth.
But I get 2 Christmases. Anyways, we're gone. That's it. We've talked enough shit for the night. Thank y'all for watching, listening, and being a part of this. Robert, what the hell was that? All right, James, enjoy your defecation.
Your YouTube time.
YouTube time.
Your YouTube time. Oh, we didn't make the poll. We got to make the poll.
Your YouTube time. Thank y'all for listening. We will see you. Well, not really see y'all next week. You'll see or hear us next week. Robert,
I'll see you this weekend, John Grant.
Yeah, John. I miss you, John Grant. Bye, John Grant.
Bye.
Homeless herpetoculture experts, where Robert describes the wandering comments of the reptile social media.
All right. I like it.
Oh, my Lord.
We'll talk to everybody later. Good night.
Bye.
Maybe.
It's not going to let us
It's not
end
gonna
the
let us leave.
broadcast.
It's not letting us leave. We're still alive.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, geez.
Guys, we don't get to go. We are trapped here because my internet.
It's so bad it won't let us log out.
How does that work? How are we able to do this?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to keep cooking
Well, I tried
while
to-
you try to disconnect.
Can anybody still hear us? Anybody out there? I wonder if it is. I mean,
Yep, John.
Oh, yeah,
can.
it
He
is.
just
John
said
can.
LOL.
it literally won't let me. How do you end something that it won't let you end?
Maybe I can end it. Let's see. No, I can't do it.
No,
I
you
can just leave
can't.
the studio.
Darren wants another 2 hour. No, Darren. I got plenty of TV to watch. All right, well, I'm just gonna leave. Go ahead.
Tracy has a short drive to the show, and I have a long drive.
Was that a short joke about Tracy?
No, but it wasn't. It is now.
I'm just gonna back.
Power down.
I am. I'm just gonna back out of this. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gone. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.